Welcome back to a long-awaited another episode of Life in Sports Spotlight with Cameron Knox, with co-host Courtney Knox.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a long time coming again to restart this up, but we're back and it's NFL Draft Week. Keep this episode very short and sweet. We're gonna stick to this, and then as the off season continues to loom, and then Um, it's NBA playoffs as well, so we're probably gonna hit that next episode. But
hmm
now we're gonna just keep this short and sweet. But yeah. So the draft's Thursday. What do you expect? Who do you think's going number one? I think there's a.
Number one,
I think,
Tennessee.
I think we all kind of have a feeling, but sometimes it could go a
Honestly,
different way.
honestly, the way that is looking right now, I think it's gonna be Cam Ward.
Yeah,
Looking like Cam Ward is gonna be number one. Uh, Not sure what they're gonna do with Will Levis. That's there already. It's probably gonna be a quarterback competition during training camp, rookie training camp. Well, not rookie training camp for Will, but
yeah,
like during training camp season. But I think Cam Ward goes number one.
yeah. I think it's a perfect fit for him. He's learning under Callahan, the guy who
hmm
was there for Joe Burrow. When they made the Super Bowl run. Obviously, they are not a Super Bowl team, but I think
Yeah.
he's a good coach for Cam Ward to walk into a situation,
Developmental. Yeah.
develop develop him and walk into a good situation. They don't have nice pieces, but I think the way that Cam Ward plays, I think he can really make anybody look good. We saw that
Mhm.
at Miami, we saw that at Washington State, we saw that incarnated word. Like he's a winner. I mean, and he's truly the number one pick, I think. Now Will Levis, on the other hand, it sucks to put him in that situation because he wasn't real. I mean, he was given an opportunity.
Mhm.
You go, they get Mason Rudolph. Now he's gone back with the Steelers. We'll get into him a little bit later. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. I think Cam Ward is gonna be a good fit for them. It just sees how it builds out for the Titans in their future.
I agree. I think Cam Ward goes number one.
Yeah, and then with the 2 and 3 Browns and Giants, I've been hearing a lot of them trading back. I
What,
think
both teams?
I've seen a lot of both teams. I think the Browns, like, they're not a bad team. It's just
hmm
they're in a good division. They got riddled with injuries last year. Nick Chubb is always kind of in and out the lineup. Myles Garrett
Yeah.
is always just there. By Deshaun Watson's coming off his second,
Achilles tear.
yeah,
Like,
that too, but like the second straight year with season-ending injuries, and then
hmm
so I mean, it would be interesting to see. I think trading back for them would be good, especially because if they're not sold on,
what they're like, they don't really know the identity of the team yet, so they
yeah,
probably don't know what they.
what they want to get.
I mean, like it would be nice to get a quarterback, but also you invested what $280 million in one quarterback,
Exactly.
and he hasn't done much at all,
Yeah.
and it's almost like you you really want to see who your quarterback's going to be. Where you got Kenny Pickett over there, and who else?
They got so this off season alone, like within the last month or so, they've gotten Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
They traded away Dorian, but they just signed Joe Flacco again.
Yeah,
So that's three quarterbacks you already on the roster. Yeah, I don't see them drafting a fourth as a number two overall pick.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, so I mean, if they do decide, I could see Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, but I just don't see them being fit on the Browns. Um,
yeah.
so that
Especially Travis.
yeah,
Like you don't
obviously
know, you
he can
don't like.
fit anywhere, but
Yeah, Travis can fit anywhere, but it's also like you see a lot of reports where like where at pro day he didn't do any reps as a corner. He'd want to focus on receiver. And then it's like
He didn't run his 40. It's like
yeah, it's a
it's
lot of
hard to work
things.
with guys like that. You know what they do on the field because you watch the tape, but it's like
Mhm.
it's hard to really see, and we know how talented he is, but we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what the Browns do. Giants, there's so many question marks. So it's like, do they go quarterback? Do
It's
they,
like they're almost confused on what they
yeah,
want to
do,
do.
do they go? Because quarterback, they just signed two. They signed two veterans.
Jameis and
Yeah,
Russell Wilson. So
so
it's
it's like,
like,
do you even go quarterback there either? So it's like two of the top three picks is like you don't know.
yeah, it's like
And then for
all
the Browns, I feel like if they do go quarterback, it's so easy to just trade back because Jackson Dart, he even though he's considered the quarterback two or Shador Sanders, whichever one you want to
mhm.
go, they're not going top five. So
Yeah. So
you
it's
might
okay
as
to
well, yeah, you might as well go ahead and trade back. So,
and maybe find you a receiver for cheap for one of these teams that's selling, you
yeah,
know, try to try to get you what a top at least a top 15 pick along with a receiver
yeah,
if
exactly.
you decide to go that quarterback route.
Yeah. But Giants, they got Malik Neighbors. That's one set
Yeah.
that they do have. And then defensively, Brian Burns and the safety, I can't remember his name at the moment. But
Uh
Newbert,
McKinley.
no, he went to the Packers. But
Oh yeah, he did go to the
yeah, I'm
Packers.
thinking of Newbin though. I think from Minnesota. But yeah,
Got
he's good. And then Brian Burns him, and then we've also heard a little bit of the Thibodeau getting traded maybe. But if
yeah, if they get
I
off
could
Dole
keep
at that
him.
third pick.
That's still so. You may trade him, draft Abdul Carter.
Hmm.
Never know. So that could be a good pick too. I mean, if they stay there, and then you get whatever you get out of Thibodeau, probably like a third, second
Yeah,
rounder.
probably third, fourth round pick.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that'd be good too. But your Niners, they have 11 total picks with the
Second
11th
most in the draft. Yep.
with the 11th overall pick. So what do you think you guys go after?
Recently I've seen a lot of D line as of late. I've seen a lot of D line. Also seen if Will Campbell somehow drops to 11, get they might get with Will. But really I've seen a lot of D line. We lost a lot of players in free agency, which was obviously which we knew everyone knew was coming once you have Brock Purdy, he's no longer on a rookie contract. You gotta pay him. So I feel like last draft they knew a lot of guys were gonna leave in free agency. So they drafted last year for the guys that left this year. So I feel like they're still not really in a rebuild, but in a rebuild.
Yeah, like a retool. If
Yeah, retool. Perfect. Perfect word.
so, I'm gonna throw this at you. The battle of the wheels. If these two guys are both there at 11, the battle of the wheels. Are you taking Will Johnson or or no, not Will. I'm thinking of Campbell. What's his first name?
Is
The,
Will Campbell.
is it?
Yeah, Will Campbell and Will Johnson. Yeah.
Oh shoot, I don't know why I was thinking it was
Yeah.
Will Campbell. Yeah.
So me, if I'm a GM and Will Campbell and Will Johnson are there, I don't know. I'm gonna say Will Johnson because it's like when can you find a corner like that? Like
Yeah,
he's just like a freak athlete corner. But also again with Will Johnson, he didn't do a lot of things from the combine or his pro day because he was also hurt as well.
yeah, he's coming off.
But then you got Will Campbell. They got the concern of his hand size and arm size, and then you're about to invest what 50 million a year in a quarterback. You got to keep him up on his
Yeah,
feet. So it's like, but also I feel like you can find really good O linemen in the later rounds, which they have before. Like our rookie right guard Dominic, he
yeah,
was a late round uh O lineman. So I feel like you should take the best available. Well, obviously Will Campbell's the best available, but it's hard to find a good corner like that, especially since we lost Ward in free agency. So get him and Demo Lenore both ends, be pretty good.
Yeah, especially when you got a guy talking about some if he can't protect his quarterback, he's gonna end up working at Amazon.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but
yeah,
he's good. You know, and then you know how legendary the number 7 is at LSU, and he gets that number. So I think like you said, they're both valuable options. And with Trent on his way out the door,
yeah.
you know, and he's been getting banged up a lot more recently as the older he gets, and
Hmm.
you know, you have to pay him last year too. So
Yep.
yep. But back to me. So Stillers, I think
Number
we had
21.
6 picks, I think, something like that. Traded our second for, DK Metcalf.
Hey, you got to do it, man.
Yeah, exactly. But the question looming large all ever since this has happened is, you
Who
know,
gonna be throwing the ball?
exactly. So
Yep.
with the 21st pick, I have it's been a lot going on. I feel like Shador could drop. He could not drop. Jackson
Hmm.
Dart has been in the conversation at first, and they met with Shador. They met with both guys. But I just don't think we need to draft a quarterback first round. Like I'm okay with if
Mason.
if things get bad, I'm okay with Mason Rudolph being a starter. He's been there. He knows
Yeah,
how
he
Mike
knows the
Tomlin
system.
operates.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think, and he could throw the ball. Like it just depends on how Arthur Smith can use, like how they can combine each other, work together, and just get the ball to your playmakers. That's all you really need to do.
and you got two amazing playmakers on
Yes,
both
exactly.
ends.
And then we just re-signed
Warren.
Jaylen Warren today. Yeah, so that's going to be your lead back. You get Kenneth Gainwell. Those are going to be your backs. This is the craziest running back draft in like a long time. So
Yeah,
you
and then
could
you got
get
Calvin Austin at the slot. So it's
yeah,
like it's just a question of who's gonna be
yeah,
throwing it.
yeah. And at this point, I think Mike Tomlin has said if whoever it is, he's going to roll with them. Uh,
Hmm.
there's I think 2 quarterbacks on the roster right now, and then Omar Khan said today he goes in with 4. So there's going to be 2 more. Uh,
Yeah,
whether it's Aaron Rodgers is the one, or if we draft 2, or whatever the case may be. Um, but I like our options. I've seen a lot of D line. Um,
hmm
you know, for pre DK Metcalf trade, it was a lot of receiver, but I don't think they go there. I think it's either corner or D line that we get. As same with the Niners. Just we did get Darius Slay, but I think that's
he's on his way
a
out the door
rental.
as
Yeah,
well.
that's a rental. That's he's gonna be there for you, uh, help Joey Porter out, and but we definitely need a cornerback of the future. Um,
Yeah,
and
go alongside with Joey.
yeah, but yeah. What's your my biggest surprise? Like I want to see where Ashton Genty goes. I think he goes top 10, but I've seen a lot of Raiders and I've seen a lot of Bears. I don't know.
I
Bears
seen a
have
lot
the
of Raiders. I
yeah.
seen a lot of
Bears have
Bears.
the
A lot of Broncos
it
as
over
well.
them. That's what I was gonna say. Like when we were talking about drafting up. I've seen a lot of Broncos drafting up.
Hmm.
They can go get a Travis Hunter and be
Hey, the Broncos are one piece away, man.
yes, and if they could add a Travis Hunter, ooh, we because Cortland Sutton, he's a good guy. He's a good, you
Hmm.
know, like a fundamental piece. But if you have Bo Nix on the ball to Travis Hunter and Vele and Troy Franklin and then Marriott
Yeah.
Mims, Marvin Mims. Oh my, that's gonna. And then I know Sean Payton is just
Didn't the Broncos get? Oh, and they got that tight end. Ingram.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. Yep, exactly. Oh yeah, I know.
Oh,
Sean Payton is just yeah,
he collecting like Infinity Stones,
yeah.
man.
He's really. I think if the Broncos can trade up, they're gonna really be happy with a
Mhm.
Travis Hunter. Um,
You
yeah,
got PS2 over there, Defensive Player of the Year.
yeah, yeah. And then going back, yeah, yeah. So going back to Ashton Genty, yeah. So Raiders have the eighth pick. Bears have the 10th. If the Bears really, really want Ashton Genty,
They gotta trade up.
they're gonna have to trade up too, especially over that Raiders, because the Raiders, I know they could really use an Ashton Genty because you get Geno Smith, you trade for him, and then you lock down Max Crosby,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then Pete Carroll, ooh,
They got Geno Smith over there
that's
now.
like Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
He
man,
ready. But yeah, Thursday's draft is gonna be like one of the
very interesting because you
yeah,
don't know.
it's gonna be one of the more entertaining ones that has been in a while. I think I've heard
Hmm.
a lot of it's a mid draft, but I think with the right pieces, this could be a really fun rookie class, just depending on how it works out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good draft because it's like you almost don't know, and then like it seems like every mock draft is just different.
Yeah,
You
exactly. So
know.
different. And there's so many reports that you don't know if there's curveballs thrown in these reports,
Hmm.
trying to get you to think like, oh, this is like the worst, like a Shador. Like I've heard so much about Shador. He could be the most. We've seen the arrogance of him, but like we know he's a ball player, and we
Yeah.
know how he is when he meets behind these teams. But you're hearing a lot of, oh, but he's the worst human you've ever met in your
Like,
life. Like
yeah, like
if if that's the case, we wouldn't even be talking about him. But the thing is, we're talking about him.
because we know what he brings to the table, regardless of who his dad is.
Yes, exactly. So it's gonna be a fun draft. And yeah, we're interested to see. We'll be watching Thursday through Saturday, and
Yes, sir.
we'll keep throwing these episodes out. Stay consistent. Consistency is key for us. But
Hmm.
thank you guys for coming back and watching. This is quick episode this week, just a preview of the draft, first round. Um, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.